What's going on, everyone? So today is game day. And look, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, they're LeBron James and Anthony Davis. They should be great. LeBron's healthy. LeBron even talked about how, the difference between last year and this year is he was all banged up. I mean, the guy needed foot surgery, right? And he talked about how, like, this year he feels fresh, he's ripe, he's ready, mentally strong, physically strong. He's good and ready to go, right? It's what he's built for. This is what he's ready for. Let's get it. This series is going to come down to the other guys. Talked about this heavily, and I fully believe it. Right? LeBron James and Anthony Davis, they're going to be able to bare minimum, hopefully play better overall than Jokic and Murray, but at least it'll be a wash. Last season, even, it came down to the other guys. D'Lo averages 6 points. Schroeder, who nobody ever mentions how bad Schroeder was in that series. Schroeder was the primary defender on Jamal Murray, and Murray dropped 32 a game. And Schroeder played 6 more minutes, basically was the go-to guy for Darvin Ham in that series from game one. Right? I mean, he started, and yet he only averaged 7 points a game and was terrible, right? And again, it's not taking anything away from D'Lo. D'Lo was awful. No excuse. But D'Lo went from basically being the third to fourth option to the fifth. I mean, he even talked about it in the offseason and in that article that we got, about a month ago or whatever, where, the problem was Schroeder and Ham's relationship. Again, D'Lo was awful. I want to make that clear. There's no defending or excusing what D'Lo did, but it's also people just point to D'Lo and go, he was trash and that's why we lost. And it's well, Dennis Schroeder played more minutes, had the ball in his hands more, had a higher usage rate, and even took more overall field goal attempts, if I'm not mistaken, in that series, and averaged 1 point more a game. So he had more minutes, more on ball, more usage, more everything, and was worse. So to me, it's a little odd, right? But it highlights the issue. You had LeBron, AD, Austin Reaves was great, and Rui was solid. Rui gave you 15 a game in that series. He had some games that were not great, but for the most part, he was solid, right? He did his part as the fifth, sixth guy. But Denver's guys all showed up. Michael Porter Jr., KCP. Obviously, we cannot allow Jamal Murray to go and drop 32 a game. But if our guys show up and outplay theirs, which I believe we have a deeper overall roster, we win this series. If Reaves, D'Lo, and Rui are great, we win this series. D'Lo needs to be D'Lo. And I'm not saying he has to go and drop 30 or anything like that, but if D'Lo, Reaves, and Rui each average about 15 a game this series, the Lakers will win this series. Right? And I mean, you could, let's say D'Lo averages 17, Reaves averages 15, and Rui averages 12, right? It still balances out to the same. I'm saying collectively, as a team, those guys need to average around, 45 to 50 points a game. Because you'll have a game where, D'Lo drops 25 or Rui drops 25, right? Just depends game to game. But we need the other guys to be great. D'Lo and Reaves need to be great. What D'Lo and Reaves do we get? Do we get D'Lo that is, afraid of the moment and just completely disappears? Or do we get the D'Lo that has been historically great this season? I have been incredibly defensive of D'Lo. I have had unwavering belief in D'Lo. D'Lo had a 3-game stretch where everyone was like, oh, he's trash. He's in playoff form. Do you think we should panic? What did I tell everybody? Let's be patient. Let's be calm. Let's see what does he do in the 2 Pelican games? And he was great. Great. Especially in that play-in game. I mean, he had the 2 plays that sealed the game. That steal and then that corner 3. D'Lo was him, right? We need him in the playoffs. We need him in this Denver series. Austin Reaves. We need Austin Reaves. Do we get playoff Reaves or do we get Mr. Inconsistent Reaves? That's one game looks good, the next game he can't buy a bucket and is a defensive liability and is nearly unplayable, right? Is that the Reaves that we get? We need Rui Hachimura. Rui Hachimura is a good mismatch for this team, right? His ability he's really settled into his role. Hitting shots, shooting the ball unbelievably good this season. And then he's just so good at getting to the basket. Defense sags off, kind of forgets about him, and boom, he's just at the rim as the backdoor cutter. We need a lot of that. Need a lot of ball movement. We need a lot of big moments. We need Rui to step up on the defensive side of things. Can't turn the ball over, one. And two, you got to be able to rebound against Denver. Denver's getting offensive rebound after offensive rebound after offensive rebound. We're going to lose. They're going to lose bad. Got to be able to box out. Got to be able to rebound the glass, right? And we're going to need Rui to help in that regard. He's got to help crash the boards on not only the defense side, but also the offense side if you can. But you also got to get back in transition because you don't want Denver to get out and run on you because that's always a problem. They like to get out and run on the Lakers. Got to get back in transition. But we need Rui. Rui, in my opinion, is going to be one of the bigger X factors for this team. Because Rui's going to be the afterthought. Now, Denver, they're worried about LeBron James and Anthony Davis. They're also worried about, like, hey, we need to keep an eye on D'Lo, right? Because D'Lo has been really good this year, and if he's really good, he could be a problem. Like, if he starts getting hot, he could be a problem. Also, we don't have Bruce Brown, so we don't have that guy to, like, really take him out of his element. And then, on top of that, Austin Reaves, it's like, okay, well, Reaves, we know what he can do. We saw what he did last year in the playoffs. And, like, yeah, he's been inconsistent, had his struggles, but, like, he's a guy that can turn it on and is going to look for him and his shot. So we got to watch out for him. So Rui's going to be, and as far as pecking order goes, he's going to be the 4th, 5th, 6th guy that is on that scouting report. So to me, this is a real potential for, like, a Rui series. Now, again, I'm not saying Rui's going to average and drop 30 in this series, but I do think this is a series that he can really have some success in. I think his efficiency and his effectiveness, his size, his strength to be able to kind of hold his own against Jokic. I do believe that Darvin Ham is going to, basically put him on Jokic at times and have him kind of just hold his own and ban on Jokic, and then have Anthony Davis as the help defender and play that weak side, blindside defense. I think that'll be more likely the case because it's had success, and Anthony Davis is the best in the business when it comes to that. But this is, in my opinion, this is a matchup for Rui that he can really thrive in, and I think again he's going to be the last thought. He's going to be the guy that they're going to put their best defenders on everybody but Rui, right? So, you're probably going to have Aaron Gordon matching up to LeBron. You're going to have, Jokic on AD. You're going to have KCP probably on D'Lo and probably Jamal Murray on Austin Reaves is probably my guess. Or maybe they'll keep Murray on D'Lo and KCP on Reaves. But I think if D'Lo's cooking, they'll throw KCP on D'Lo, which that'll be an interesting matchup because KCP's having a all NBA defensive season. So that'll be something to watch out for. And I think, Michael Porter Jr. is going to be on Rui. Rui should get into his little chest and body him. Like Michael Porter Jr., don't get me wrong, he's 6'10" athlete. Rui is 6'8" and a brute. He should be going through the center of that man's chest every possession. Don't settle. Don't bail Michael Porter Jr. out. Put the ball on the deck and move his little, out of the way and body him and dunk that basketball with some aggression. Right? I do. I think that the Lakers win this series. I think this team is going to show out. I think that you have several guys on this roster that you didn't have last year. Last year, Jokic, so many people are worried about Jokic, right? Jokic. Jokic wasn't necessarily the problem last year. It was Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray averages 25. We win that series. Jamal averages 27. We win that series. Jamal Murray averaged 32. He averaged 21 in the finals against Miami. Well, guess who was Jamal Murray's primary defender? That held him to 11 points fewer. Oh, yeah, it was Gabe Vincent. Where's Gabe Vincent? Please remind me, I forgot. Oh, yeah, he's a Laker. Thanks. You have Spencer Dinwiddie. You have bodies now that you can throw on Jamal that we didn't have before. We have multiple guys that you can throw on Jamal and wear him down over the course of a series. All right? This team has more offensive firepower than last year. Guys are more comfortable. Guys are in better roles, have better understanding. D'Lo's better than he was last year. Rui's better than he was last year. LeBron James and Anthony Davis are healthy. I mean, I see so many people that are like, what's different between this year and last year? A lot. What are you talking about? A lot. Denver doesn't have Bruce Brown. He was their third, fourth best player. I mean, in all reality, he was their third best player behind Jokic and Murray because of what he did on the defensive side, what he did to D'Angelo Russell mentally, and then also him cooking the Lakers on the offensive side. I mean, a lot. Yeah, I know Denver has Reggie Jackson and Christian Brown. Like, they're not providing what Bruce Brown did. They're not. They haven't. I mean, even just on even if they produce on the offensive side, they're not producing on the defensive side. Not the way Bruce Brown would. Bruce Brown is one of the premier on-ball guys in the league. That's a huge blow. There's a lot different this year than there was last year. The fact that people are even asking that is silly to me. I just named like 7 different things off the top of my head. If I actually sat down and listed it all, it's probably 20. Like, this is a much different series than it was last year. And this rest, I think, is going to go a long way in the first round. And I know people, oh, well, Denver gets the same rest. Yeah, Denver doesn't have a 39-year-old year 21 guy who is one of, if not their best player. I mean, that's the reality. Again, this is a series that is going to rely on LeBron James and Anthony Davis, without a doubt. And they're going to get the credit, and they're going to get the shine. But to me, this boils down to the other guys. If everyone else shows up, Lakers win this series. If they don't, Lakers don't. It's that simple. But I'm taking the Lakers to win. I believe the Lakers win this series. Everybody's doubting them. Even Laker people are doubting them. Well, I'll be the Laker guy that stands on the hill and says, Lakers are winning this series. So Lakers are going to win this series. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? Do you agree with me? Disagree with me? Again, whatever your thoughts are. Do you think the Lakers win the series? Do you think they don't? Let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So I enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.